Does Amber Heard have histrionic personality disorder? In this video, we are going to take a look at whether Amber Heard has histrionic personality disorder. During the high-profile lawsuit for defamation that Johnny Depp had against Amber Heard, billions of people worldwide were divided into two formidable teams, one that stood with Johnny Depp and the other with Amber Heard. With the introduction of Shanon Curry, a professional psychiatrist who spent hours with Amber Heard, cracks started to appear in Amber's defense. This was because Shanon assessed Heard to have had personality disorders. While Heard said that she definitely was struggling with post-traumatic stress disorder after the nightmare of her marriage with Johnny, people are wondering if other personality disorders she was assessed to have had, example borderline personality disorder and histrionic personality disorder, are true or not. After all, this assessment of Heard's psychology was done by Shanon Curry alone. We took a look at whether Heard has a borderline personality disorder in another video. In this, let's explore if Heard has histrionic personality disorder. But before we dive into that, we'd like to remind you gently that we bring these videos to you for free. You can show some support to us by subscribing to our channel with the notification bell. That will only encourage us to make better videos for you. And if you enjoy our work, don't forget to send us a thumbs up too. Before we move on to giving our verdicts on whether Amber does have histrionic personality disorder, let's dive into what this personality disorder is all about. What is histrionic personality disorder anyhow? Histrionic personality disorder falls under what is generally known as Cluster B personality disorder. This category of personality disorder includes narcissistic personality disorder and borderline personality disorder, two other disorders that Amber Heard has been suspected to have. According to APA, the American Psychology Association, people who have histrionic personalities seek attention much more than your regular person would, and in order to be the center of attention, they will put on appearances that are thundering, or simulate their behaviors, or even exaggerate their emotions. They tend to have behaviors that are manipulative in nature, as they'll prioritize their own wants above the rest of the others. In addition, people with histrionic personality disorder also tend to err on the side of being egocentric, not to mention self-indulging. But wait, aren't these traits that everyone displays from time to time? Which normal person isn't self-indulgent at certain times or doesn't show egocentric behavior on odd days? Let's be real. Sometimes we tend to exaggerate our emotions along and have a craving to be the center of attention. So is it fair that people label Amber Heard as histrionic personality disorder just because she's displaying behaviors that even normal people show? Or are the accusers serving their own biases? Let's take a look at this case in greater detail and see whether the symptoms characterized by histrionic personality disorder are something that Amber Heard does have. Number 1. Seeking attention. To become a tad precise, histrionic personality disorder is not something that people are characterized with when they are seeking attention. If a person is not comfortable when they are not the center of attention, then this is one of the many markers of histrionic personality disorder. When the person is not at the center of attention, they will feel underappreciated, and when this runs for long, it also leads them to be depressed. There was a particular instance that can be thought of as when Amber tried to gain attention, and that is when she said that she'd be donating the full $7 million of her divorce settlement to the ACLU and a children's hospital. Despite having 13 months between receiving the money and when the recent trial with Depp started, the two institutions didn't receive the money that Amber said she would donate. The pledge to donate was an act that many people believe was simply to draw attention to herself and bolster her positive image. 2. Excessively emotional or dramatic. Another symptom that lets us know whether a person has histrionic personality disorder is a dramatic or excessive display of emotions. Even before the trial began, in the op-ed that Heard wrote, which eventually led to Depp filing defamation, she says a bit too dramatically that, "I spoke up against sexual violence and faced our culture's wrath. That has to change. Then, 2 years ago, I became a public figure representing domestic abuse, and I felt the full force of our culture's wrath for women who speak out. I had the rare vantage point of seeing in real time how institutions protect men accused of abuse. Many people felt that after the Me Too movement, women were able to speak up against sexual violence a lot more freely. This is also a seismic shift in how people accused of sexual violence are not institutionally protected as they were before. So Heard's words were dramatic, and after the trial, we know that Heard is not simply someone who makes emotional comments but defamatory too. 3. Theatrical style of speaking. Several times during the high-profile lawsuit between Heard and Depp that went public, many people deemed that Heard was speaking in a style that was overly theatrical. It almost felt as if she was about to recite a monologue that she had prepared at home. There were occasions in the trial where it looked like she had forgotten a dialogue. Another reason why her style of speaking appeared to be theatrical is that she didn't meet the eyes of Johnny Depp's lawyers. Whenever confronted with a difficult question, Amber was seen to be pleading to the jury and not making a riposte to the lawyers. In addition to a theatrical style, people with histrionic personality disorder can't bring up facts and figures that match their claims. When many of the allegations that Heard threw at Depp were deemed to be false by the court, it only bolstered the case of Heard having histrionic personality disorder. 4. Wildly changing emotions. There was a certain aura of how calm Depp appeared during the trial. He had warned Amber that she would not be able to look him in the eye, and with his glasses on, it felt that Depp was calm and self-assured. His statements seemed to be made with a certain playfulness and serenity. On the other hand, it felt that Heard was the one who was an emotional roller coaster ride throughout the trial. She sometimes appeared too emotional, while at others, she had an aura of being vain, and at some moments, she was highly confrontational. And with this emotional roller coaster of a ride that Amber Heard had during the trial, it also appeared that her emotions were shallow. And this apparent lack of depth of fluctuating emotions is another trait that characterizes someone with histrionic personality disorder. 5. Excessive concern with physical appearance. It goes without saying that every actor or actress is excessively concerned with their appearance. After all, looks are a major part of what lands them in movies. But people with histrionic personalities also try to shift their appearance towards themselves by wearing revealing clothing or bright-colored ones. We saw none of that from Amber during the trial, but there surfaced a clip of her with Elon Musk in an elevator with clothes that not everyone would approve of. There was nothing about the makeup she put on or the way she did her hair that was in the least bit obtrusive. So we can't really say for sure that she is excessively concerned with her appearances. Other characteristics. People with histrionic personalities also tend to believe that their relationships with people are deeper than they actually are. And we will never get to know how deep Amber's relationship with Johnny or other people in her life truly is. Histrionic personalities might also be too emotionally expressive in public, so much so that their friends and families are embarrassed by them. But there have been no instances of that kind with Amber. We're also not sure about how gullible she is, as histrionic people are found to be more gullible than others. We should always be careful when labeling a person with a certain disorder. After all, we're not professional psychologists to begin with. And in case we want to label Heard as suffering from histrionic personality disorder, we only have the words of one Dr. Shanon Curry. While giving out a verdict, we have a jury that decides on the case and not a juror. So it would be better to make well-informed opinions after taking the words of other psychologists who look at the personality of Amber Heard and looking at what the research tells us. Do you think that Amber Heard has histrionic personality disorder? Let us know in the comments down below. In case you liked this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. And if you subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell, you won't have to miss out on new videos. In the meanwhile, you can watch the video on the screen.